Hey folks, Sheldon from the Outlaw Speed Shop. Coming to you from the other side of the bench today. I think it's probably better. And a little update on the Studebaker. I've been, well, let's see, where have I been posting pictures? Where's my phone? Oh, it's recording. Facebook channel. God, I'll tell you next time. Anyway, it's one of the stock car, dirt model, whatever, one of those sites. And so there's a bunch of really good guys on there, Randy Henderson and Mike Lang, and some really good builders on that. So anyway, so we got the old Studebaker out here, and I think I got all the little projects finished. I got the exhaust system. Well, it looks better when it's in there. I did post a little video yesterday, I think, so you probably saw it. So when all this is, however, it all goes together just right once you get it all, get the right, you know what I'm talking about. So we got that, and it's going to exit right here. I still got to do a little body work up on the top hole. So the engine is pretty well. I got the, anyway, somewhere around here, I have the water pump. I got to do a little room on the water pump. And then the alternator, well, that ran into an issue. Because I built these motor mounts right here. Hopefully you can see them right in there. One on each side of the block, and they ended up coming right up to the front. So it really screwed me for the old alternator. So I went for the old school alternator off of the back of the transmission with the alternator mounted like so. All right, it'll work. It'll work. That's all that matters. So we got that. Got the wheels and tires sorted out. I got the width worked out yesterday, so that's all done. I had to redo my front spindles a little bit to get the A-frame up there where we wanted it. So, because it's a stock 57 lower and the stock 57 spindle, which I wouldn't suggest. I mean, I don't know, but I think they used some bigger stuff. I remember one time my dad was always jacking around. I remember on the right front on his he had a 62 Plymouth. And I don't know exactly, it was 62 Plymouth. And I know he kept the torsion bars in there. And I don't remember what all he cut out, what he left, how, but I remember he was always jacking around with A-frames and spindles. He had a big ass tire on the front there, and so it had who knows what there. I don't even know how many lugs it was. It might have been a 6 lug, it might have been an 8 lug. I got a picture, but I don't know that I could tell from that picture actually what it was. I remember one time he had a floater, like a 3/4 ton, some kind of, I don't think he had it in there all the time, but I remember one time, so he was always something. So we're back to the same thing. We got the spindle, and I had to raise the thing up there to get the A-frame to set where I wanted it to set. So we got that. Steering linkage, haven't even gonna have to get to that once. Probably once, one of those things once we start putting together, because there's no instructions. So I'm trying to get as much stuff done right now so I can get the chassis painted so we can start putting this stuff in there for good. So that's the plan. That's the plan there. So I just made the bars on the side. The rear, I think that's out of the 65 Fairlane, Ford Fairlane modified kit AMT. and I'm not sure that was just out of my box. It has a bunch of parts from those cars. And so anyway, kind of like that bumper. So it just goes all the way through into the frame. And this one kind of, you know, caught all that nose under there. And I still haven't, I mean, I know how I did the last one of these I did. Man, let's look for get some radiators here. I know the last one I had just had a, well, I don't need those extra oil. It had one of these and sitting in at an angle under here. And you say to yourself, well, whatever. Well, here's another cute little story, folks. I had a 55 Studebaker, a Presidente Pro Stock. Well, Pro Street. It had a tube chassis, 2x3 tube chassis, 4-link rear end, shortened 8 3/4 with some big ass Mickey Thompsons on there. And then the front, it had a clip from a Aspen. What did they call that? Anyway, I know that it was one of the Plymouth, the Dodge was called an Aspen. Anyway, they had a cross torsion bar front clip that bolted in and out. And I know my dad used that one a couple of times, but the guy that built his chassis, Babblin' Bob, basically this Dodge, Plymouth, Chrysler, whatever, twin torsion bar, side torsion, whatever you want to call it, it bolted in because it came out, and he bolted so that because the frame rails, you know, the frame rails went all the way to the front, and this front assembly bolted up underneath there. Never really paid a whole lot of attention to it. I just stuck a 455 Olds with a turbo 400 in there, and it worked. It worked fine. So, but to the point, radiator. So I had this big old. You thought I got lost there, didn't you? But I didn't. I had this big old radiator, you know, like so, and I jammed it in here at an angle, and it went all the way down. And obviously, you know, there's more room because we don't have that panel up in here, that next panel that goes, or valance or whatever you want to call it, that goes underneath there, because the bumper comes right across, I believe, right here where those two come together. So there's not a lot of room in there, and I put a big old cross member in there. So, but mine, same thing. I put it in there and got it up as tight and whatever, you know, so the hood would fit, and mounted it in there. And I didn't drive it a whole lot on the street, but you know, when I did and whatever, never had any issues to it. I took it on a couple road trips and never had any trouble. So the last one I did that same way. The real one I did that way, and so this one I'm going to do the same way. I just got to find the proper radiator to sit right down there. I got enough room between the frame rails, right up next to that one big tube that goes all the way across there. We just got to find the right one, and I would suspect somewhere in that box we'll find the right one. Oh, what else? Well, we got engine, we got tires, we got rear end. I guess that's it. Like I say, I guess it's ready to go ahead and get this chassis cleaned up and painted, and get I still got some work to do on the inside of this body and to the body. Still needs a few little things, and like I say, I still got to open up that hole. But it's not going to sit that high, but I think it's going to, well, yeah, not quite. But we'll get that big old guy in there, get him in there where we want it, and everything else. And like I say, the pipes are going to pop out the side there. So yeah, I think as far as construction goes, I think it's been constructed. I don't know if the hood, I think the hood's going to need a little No? Yeah, it's going to need a little, because I messed with its little spot. But you can see how that goes down in a hurry and you run out of room really, really fast. But, you know, Studebakers are cool. So you just gotta let it go. So I guess that's where I'm at today. Like I mentioned before, I've been making some changes in my life, and the one major change, and I don't know if I've talked about this actually, but it's kind of working out this way. I have been taking some kind of antidepressant since the 90s, so long time, and so, you know, most of the time it was fine, but the last little bit, the last year or two, they just haven't. And I switched a couple and just was never ever happy, just not. And so finally, I got a friend introduced me to these CBD gummies, and so I started trying them to kind of chill and, you know, help with my aches and pains and, you know, all that stuff that's going on. And I kind of intermittent now and then, you know, say, you know, yeah, whatever, feels better, feels good, whatever. But I just never did the, you know, really the final. And so about a month ago, I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to take this anymore, and I'm going to take one gummy every afternoon, because I usually feel pretty good, usually about, you know, 1 o'clock, whatever. Maybe start getting a little fidgety, you know, don't know what to do, kind of, you know, whatever. And so and like I say, I only take one every day. And you know, tried some different kinds, and I found the kind that we have a shop over in Brownwood now. Originally I was getting some from Oregon from my friend of mine, but we have a place, and so you can get the whatever's legal in Texas, which is, you know, they're not as potent as, you know, if you're just trying to get high or whatever, as the ones you can get in Oregon. But, you know, they're still, I mean, they worked out really, really good for me. And so I've been doing that for about a month now. And, you know, I've been working at the bench here every day for a week. And I haven't been doing, you know, I just haven't been doing stuff. I mean, a month ago, I had this thing in my neck and my shoulder and my back, and man, I just felt like shit all the time anyway, let alone, you know, mental health. And just over the last, I went to the chiropractor about 3 weeks ago. I got some acupuncture, and because my arm is just killing me. And anyway, I got a little acupuncture and was taking my CBD, and, you know, now I'm looking back 2 weeks later going, damn, I feel really good. I can't believe how bad I was feeling. So I got back to the bench and started working on stuff. I've been painting a little bit, video gaming a little bit. Not a lot. I think my video gaming days for a lot of the stuff that I would like to do, I can still kind of race okay on certain games, but I can still play golf fine, except for golf is golf. But I mean, as far as, you know, it don't take a whole lot of skill to pull the thing back and push it forward. It just takes a little skill. So I've been having fun with that, and we've been working in the yard. Remodeled, well, 90% remodeled my bathroom here a little while ago, and so just been feeling good, and getting back to, you know, I mean, you could have caught me on a day a month ago when you walked in the front door, and I'd have given you every model I had. Said, here, just take all this shit away and be gone with it. Now I'd only give you half. So, you know, but still. So that's what's going on at the speed shop here, and hopefully I can keep making some videos, and I appreciate all your guys' comments. And, you know, like I say, I do this to inspire others to do stuff, and so if I inspire you to get to the bench and work on something, then mission accomplished. That's my you know, that's why I do this. I like to pass on some of this stuff. I wish I didn't live so, I mean, we're talking the middle. You divide Texas 4 ways and you'll be right at my front doorstep. So I'm out here in the middle of, so I don't get a chance to get out and go places and meet with people, and you know, I do a little bit on Facebook. I do my little bit of stuff on here. I'm old school. I mean, me and typing don't get along real well. It's hard to communicate what I want to say, but you know, I do what I can. And I will be having some little shorts, like I did the other day, just on that one thing, because I am going to be trying to do some more YouTube shorts with my cats. And there's a couple people on there that have really cool videos, and so when my boys are up to no good, I want to be able to share some of the, you know, some of the stuff. And if you guys have been around my channel since the beginning, you know, we used to do some cat stuff back in the day. You remember when Mr. Boots got in trouble for, he was supposed to do some stuff for Hillary Clinton during that election, the first Trump election, and he didn't get it done, and he got in big trouble. We used to cover that on this channel. And so anyway, you know, there's always some fun stuff, and we got some new kids now, some younger ones, and you know, Buddy and Boots are old. I mean, they're old. Boots isn't quite as bad as Buddy. I mean, in one way, I mean, he gets up, he gets around a lot more. He doesn't sit around and sleep all day, but he's got his own little issues. But you know, so maybe we can get a couple more episodes of the Mr. Boots show going down the road and whatever else. And so anyway, just appreciate all you guys watching and commenting and everything. And like I say, I've made a ton of videos that I never put up just because of trouble that I had, you know, whatever. There's a bunch of them, and hopefully now we can just kind of get a little bit of content here, you know, a couple times a week, hopefully 2-3 times a week, show you what's going on. And as long as I keep on working on stuff, and like I say, this one here, it may not get past primer, you know, I don't know. You know, it's not like it needs a great, you know, crazy paint job. That's not a problem. More than likely it'll get finished as far as that goes. And I got another project that I'm working on, which I might have mentioned before, this Nova. I got to go and take off that old bare metal foil and put the new bare metal, you know. Luckily, I waited until I was 80% done before I decided to throw in the towel and get new stuff. So, you know. So anyway, I have that little project coming up, and just more of this kind of stuff. And I'm still kicking around the idea of the 3D printer. I've been kind of looking about what I got to do I got an empty bench space and everything over there since I moved my lathes and mill to the back. But do I want one right here in my you know, 20 feet from my front room? I'm not sure, but I do have a window right there for really good exhaust. So I'm kicking around the idea. I'm still kicking. You know, I don't know. It's just do I want to get into a whole nother hobby? That's the whole nother thing. I think there could be some, you know, useful stuff for a few little things. But like I say, I mean, I know I've got enough wheels, tires, miscellaneous parts, whatever, you know, I mean, that I could build 25, 30 cars just like this without, and not need nothing. So do I need a few more extra parts here and there? Maybe it'd be cool, but you know, in the overall scheme now, and that's as far as my modeling side. Could I go wild and print a bunch of figures? Oh yeah, could do that. My buddy's got files I mean, I could have that thing running 24 hours a day and making little, you know, making figures, and which is something I'm not opposed to. Like I said, I don't remember if I said this on my last one. I gathered up 1,000 figures that little figures that I had in 2 big, huge tubs, and then put them in my shed in the back. But would I like to be able to, out of all those figures, there's a lot of those that I would like to 3D print into a bigger scale. I mean, I love the figures. I just don't play the game, and I don't like them in the size they are. But would I mind having a whole, 10, whatever they are, in a bigger scale? Yeah, I would. So that, that's not a dead deal. And like I said, the whole thing about, could I print some other stuff? That'd be great. If we get to the point where you can get I know you can buy files, do stuff like that, whatever. But the 3D printing part isn't. I mean, the car modeling thing is just a small portion of that. So it'd be more towards the figures. And another thing, on the good side, I ran across a guy on Facebook, and I don't know when this is gonna happen, but I made this guy. I turned out that I had 110, and out of that, probably 100 that weren't started of armor, World War II armor, and planes. Armor, trucks, all that. Trumpeter, Tamaya, what's the other, there's another name in there that I got a shitload of stuff from. Oh, really nice stuff. Anyway, he's just got to figure out how to pick it up. And so I made him I said, you give me $500 and come get him, and you can have, that's $5 a kit. Some of those kits are, $40, $50. So hopefully it'll be a great thing to get that crap out of my back room that I have no use for anymore, and whatever. And that's the problem with being so far away from anything. And everything costs so much to ship anymore. Like all those figures, I had them on YouTube on eBay for a couple of days, until I realized, okay, I put all that stuff on there. 2 tubs, over 1,000 figures, for $800. Well, by the time I spent probably $300, at least $200 to ship all that stuff. So then I'm down to, so you can see. So I just put that stuff in the box, put it in the back. Same thing with all those kits. It's just, the shipping just kills you, unless you give it away. And well, if only way I'm going to give it away is give it away all to somebody at one time. So anyway, that's the price. If anybody wants to come by with $500, they can have a whole, over 1,000 kits. So, 100 kits. Get that right. I don't want to get in trouble there. So anyway, I'm rambling on, and that's what's so that's what's going on. Update, and we'll see how things keep going. So we'll catch y'all later.